Hey there, my fellow anglers and friends. Your favorite fishing buddy is back with another deep dive into the conditions, and let me tell you, for Friday, January 9th, 2026, Ireland is going to offer a truly unique winter fishing challenge. This isn't just another day on the water, it's a day that will test your patience, hone your skills, and potentially reward you with some truly unforgettable catches. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn a chilly January day into a hot fishing session, packed with tactical insights you won't find anywhere else. What if I told you that despite the biting cold, this day could still be incredibly productive for the dedicated? Get ready to find out how. Let's get right into the heart of the matter, what's biting and where to find them. Based on the conditions, this day definitely favors the patient and prepared angler. First up, our mighty pike. These freshwater predators don't mind the cold one bit. On January 9th, they'll be actively cruising the larger loughs and slower-moving rivers across Ireland. My experience tells me to focus on deeper water, particularly along drop-offs, any remaining weed beds that still offer cover, and submerged features like old river bends or sunken trees. Why there, you ask? Because the colder water pushes their prey into more stable, deeper zones, and pike, being opportunistic, will follow. For tackle, a sturdy spinning rod with a medium-heavy action is ideal. Your best friend will be a perfectly presented deadbait, a simple float-fished or ledgered herring or mackerel positioned right on the bottom, or a slow-retrieved soft plastic lure can be absolutely deadly. Remember, slow and steady wins the race in these conditions. Let the bait do the work. Next, for those dedicated and brave enough, we have the majestic Atlantic salmon, specifically the early running springers. January 1st traditionally marks the opening of the salmon season on a handful of Ireland's iconic rivers, such as the Drowse in the northwest. These fish are true fighters and are often some of the largest of the season. You'll need to target deeper pools and runs, especially those with good holding water after any recent rains. Fly fishing with heavy flies like a black-eyed prawn or willy gun, or spinning with classic salmon lures like a Toby or Flying Sea can be productive. The key here, from my experience, is immense patience and a deep understanding of your chosen river. These early fish are often just moving through, so it's all about being in the right place at the right time. Finally, let's talk about our sea angling companions. Cod. The relatively warmer sea temperatures around our coasts, thanks to the Gulf Stream, mean these coastal opportunities are always there, even in the depths of winter. Cod fishing can be excellent, especially on the south coast after a good storm has stirred up the seabed. Head to sandy beaches or rocky headlands, particularly where there's a good surf. Running simple bottom rigs with lugworm or ragworm, especially when tipped with a strip of squid or mackerel for a cocktail bait, are highly effective. The colder water means they will be less active, so a good scent trail is absolutely crucial to draw them in. Now for the conditions that are shaping our fishing day. The weather. For Friday, January 9th, 2026, Ireland is bracing for a truly chilly day. Air temperatures will hover between a frosty 2 and 6 degrees Celsius, with mornings starting around 3 degrees Celsius and barely reaching 5 degrees by noon. We're looking at a chance of very light snow, perhaps around 0.3 to 1.3 centimeters, mostly in isolated wintry showers in the north and northwest. While generally a dry and crisp winter's day, don't be surprised by a flurry. Winds will be light to moderate, coming from the northwest, averaging around 21 kilometers per hour. Atmospheric pressure is experiencing a declining high-pressure system, which, when coupled with the cold, typically makes fish more lethargic, pushing them into deeper, more stable waters to conserve energy. Water temperature. Water temperatures in our inland loughs and rivers will be very cold, likely hovering around 4 to 7 degrees Celsius. Our coastal sea temperatures will be a touch milder, averaging around 9 degrees Celsius, with some areas reaching nearly 10 degrees. This cold water directly impacts fish metabolism, slowing it right down. They will not be as keen to chase, making static and subtle presentations far more effective. Moon phase. On January 9th, 2026, we are greeted by a last quarter moon, also described as a waning gibbous moon with about 53 to 61% illumination. The moon is approximately 21.8 days old. Many old-timers, myself included, believe that the run-up to and just after a full moon can influence tides and fish activity, sometimes stimulating nocturnal feeding. While the full moon itself is often associated with good fishing, the days immediately after can see a slight decrease in activity as the moon begins to wane. However, the overall effect can still be positive for some species, but generally the bite will be capricious. Overall fish activity. Given the cold air temperatures, declining atmospheric pressure, and very cold water, overall fish activity will be challenging, but with potential for good bites from dedicated predators. The fish are in their winter holding patterns, feeding but not voraciously. The key, my friends, is to slow down your presentation. Be prepared for subtle takes and fish those deeper, more stable environments. It's a day for the patient and prepared angler. So, my friends, I give the overall bite for January 9th, 2026, a capricious to weak rating. The stable, albeit declining, atmospheric pressure offers some glimmer of hope, but the chilly northwesterly wind and very cold water temperatures will make our fish lethargic. You will need patience, precise tactics, and perhaps a hot flask of tea. That's all for today's forecast, my friends. I wish you all tight lines and many successful catches. May your lines stay taut and your reels sing. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another forecast. And tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for fishing this winter? What's your go-to bait for cold water pike or salmon? Share your winter fishing stories with us.